morning. Better late than never. I thought I'd get on here a little bit earlier than I am, but not a big deal. Things happen when they happen. I want to do a video of making the money bowl, and I'll actually put the ingredients in the description as well. The thing that I like about this recipe is it isn't a money bowl that you need to feed. So what you're going to do, it has, unlike some money bowls where you just toss things in there, which I fully support, it has very specific measurements or the amount of each ingredient that you're going to use. You're going to use it for 2 months. You're going to burn the candle down, and then you're going to refresh your bowl, and you're going to make it. So you're going to start with a cup of rice. Doesn't matter what kind of rice you like. I like jasmine rice. I also like the fact that I can use jasmine rice from the dollar store for my money bowl blessing. You're going to use a 1/4 cup of salt. It doesn't really matter what kind of salt you use. I like like my salt rings when I'm doing blessings, or for stuff like this, I like to use rock salt. And this is pink Himalayan rock salt. Then you're going to use 3 tablespoons of roses, dried roses, and then I just like to mix it up because I want it to look pretty, and I think it looks pretty when it's all mixed up. pretty simple. And then you're gonna start adding, you can start adding in your money. So for the money, I do, where's my dollar bill? Hold on. You can use the same money over again. I rinsed it off because I didn't do a good enough job of making sure that it wasn't close enough to the wax. So I had to I rinsed it off with hot water from my teapot. But when you burn down your candle, if you make an effort to not get wax on your money, then you don't have to wash it. So you do 4 quarters, a dollar bill, but I like putting it in there last. You have 4 dimes, and you can put them in whatever order you want. Does not matter. You have 4 nickels, and then you have 4 pennies. And then I do a little mix again. You can add it all and then mix it. This isn't, some spells need to be done in a specific order. They need to be done in a specific way. This is not one of those things. You can add 3 cinnamon sticks. You add 3 dried oranges. I dried these a little bit more than I typically like to, but that's okay, not a big deal. You can stick them on in there. You can stick your dollar in there. And if you notice, I'm not actually putting anything in the center, and that's because I'm going to put my green candle. I have bay leaves, and they have sigils in them. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I forgot one of the most important steps. In the candle, you are going to want to carve the same sigils on the candle as are on the bay leaves. So you have Muin, which is goals to be realized. This is Gort, which is development, abundance, and gratitude. And then you have Or, which is a celebration of abundance and creative potential. And just stick them in there. I wrote them in there with a paint pen. You can use a Sharpie, you can use a regular pen. But you do want to carve each one of these sigils. I guess I'll just do it on the camera. You do want to carve each one of these sigils in here as well. So, and it doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing in life rarely is. There are very few perfect things. Okay, so we have Muin, and now we need to do Gort. It doesn't have to be in the exact same space. You can stagger it. I don't know if you can see this. You do not need to use a branch from your tree. I do, and then you're gonna carve in Or. I use a branch from my tree. You do not have to do that. I think it's better. The deities told me that it's better, but they also fully support you using things that you have on hand. You know, when witchcraft first became a thing, it wasn't like there was abundance of green candles and everybody could order from Amazon Prime and make sure that they had all of these ingredients. They worked with what they had on hand. So while this is a blessing that works very well for me, and it's one I like, and it's one that I want to share with you so that you guys can do it, you can adjust it in ways that you need to. It's the energy that you put in the spell more than the energy itself. If you don't have cinnamon sticks, you can use ground cinnamon. You don't have oranges, use lemons. There's things that you can do that are different. You don't have jasmine rice, use brown. Use instant rice. They know what you're gonna mean. It's the energy that you put into the blessing that is going to help it be effective, more so than the blessing. Although I do want to reiterate that this is a blessing that the deities themselves did help me too. So it is a good one, and I find it super helpful. So I carved the sigils into my candle, and the last thing you want to do is you want to put 8 drops of frankincense. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the very last thing that you want to do is you want to get a piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, you're going to write, "I am open and ready to receive all wealth and abundance the universe has to offer right now." You're going to fold it 3 times towards you, and you're going to place it in the bowl. So if I'm ever writing something on screen, just so you are aware, and it looks like I'm about to write something wrong or weird, or I do write something wrong or weird, I am dyslexic, and sometimes my brain wants to do things a little bit differently, but luckily I work with letters and numbers for a living, and it's something that I can normally catch. So I am open and ready to receive all wealth and abundance the universe has to offer right now. It's okay that that was a error. I went over it the right way. Again, it's the energy that you're putting into the spell. It's gonna work fine. It's fine. So then you go and you fold it towards you. Now there's a couple different ways that you could do it. You could just, I normally just fold it 3 times towards me this way. And then I stick it in here. And that is something that you burn as well when you go to refresh it. Just bury it on in there. But you can also, so if you wanted to, you could fold it and then you turn it clockwise and you fold it and you turn it clockwise. When you want a blessing to come towards you, you want to do it clockwise. If you are putting a salt circle, you want to do the salt circle clockwise. If you want to turn a blessing and put it away from you, or use it to like repel an energy, or you know, you don't want something to happen, you're going to turn it counterclockwise. When you are done with a salt circle, let's say you guys are doing a blessing outside around a bonfire, and you go and you do the salt circle. When you are done doing the blessing and you go to wash away the salt circle, you are going to do it counterclockwise, because that is how you break the circle, is counterclockwise. Clockwise for it to be before the spell, clockwise to bring something towards you, counterclockwise to repel. And that's it. Then you have a money bowl. So it lasts, you refresh it every 2 months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jot down on my calendar that this is the day that I refreshed it. And then in 2 months, 8 weeks from today, I will burn the candle down and I will burn this. I will take the money out, I'll wash it, I will add new ingredients. These are fresh oranges. And then the other ones, honestly, it just goes in the trash. But that's it. That's all you do. You don't have to worry about feeding it. It just exists. You are in your in your receiving mode, so you're going to put yourself in a receiving space, which is why you don't have to feed it, because you are there to receive. You have done your work, and you go from there. I hope that is helpful. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask, and I'm going to go put this where it goes on my mantle. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.